Today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
Okay.
And we've decided we're going to just have some fun. We just went and did a presentation at Midfeeds for a particular event.
Yes.
And my good friend and colleague for many, many years, at least 4 decades, said, why don't we just try and pretend that we are Mark Hazeman and who's your other favorite comic? Tommy?
Can I be Malcolm Marshall?
Malcolm Marshall.
Yeah, with my complexion and my ability to run in very fast and bowl slowly.
And he was a small man, wasn't he?
Yes.
But he could bowl as fast as Joel Garner, Sylvester Clark.
Probably faster than
Faster.
those guys, yeah, and he was deceptive because of his height. Sean Pollock's hero, by the way.
Oh, really? Malcolm Marshall.
They played together.
From KwaZulu-Natal days?
Yes, they played together for
The Sharks.
Dolphins.
The Dolphins, of course. You know, the Sharks of the rugby team. Crikey, mate.
So what do you
Shows
think,
out
Andrew?
Well,
So we're sitting at 49 for 1. New Zealand were going very well with 4 fours in the previous overs. So
Kagiso Robada is about to take up his position as the bowler. He's a former KES student, is that right?
yes, he is. And his average, I think, in this form of cricket is around 21, 22, which means every 21 or 22 balls that he bowls on average, he'll get a wicket. So maybe we can keep an eye on that.
So it doesn't mean that he only scores 21 runs every time
That he bowls on average, he'll get a wicket. So maybe we can keep an eye on that.
So it doesn't mean that he only scores 21 runs every time he bats.
No, but it means that when he starts getting up to around 21 balls and he hasn't got a wicket, it might be worth putting a few rand on him.
Yeah, that is actually a possibility. I mean, if you look at all these betting exchanges,
Yes.
you can bet on anything.
Yes, you can bet on anything and keep an eye on the averages and then make your informed bet accordingly.
So did that batsman intentionally leave the ball? It clearly shows that he was never going to offer a shot.
Yeah, a better batsman probably would have got an edge.
A better batsman. All right, so he snicked that one down to, what would that be, fine leg?
I wasn't watching. Actually, I was watching you, Andrew, just looking at your commentating skills. I think you played it down to, were you playing to cover maybe?
Deep long on?
Oh, long on.
Yeah.
Those cricket positions also change quite a bit sometimes. You
know.
think the guy's at mid-wicket and then the commentator will say he's at short something. Anyway, so let's have a look. So it's Ravindra. I always get confused with
This
all
is
these
such
names.
an incredible shot. Straight back.
But he
Straight
looks-
back past the ball.
He looks comfortable. Doesn't
Yeah.
look like there's any risk at all.
No. Do you think there's a huge difference for a bowler when he's bowling to a left-handed batsman or a right-handed batsman in terms of his run-up and his trajectory? And
Andrew, there's so much analysis that goes on before these games all the time. By the time the bowler gets the ball in his hand, he's already familiar with the batsman and where he's most likely to pick up the wicket. So I think they don't go according to whether the guy is left or right-handed, but rather where his weaknesses are.
yeah, I suppose
Does that make sense?
it does. Makes perfect sense. I mean, when you think back to the days of when my grandfather used to watch cricket, you know, all whites and definitely none of the colour that is
That's racist.
prevalent
Andrew.
today. Oh,
They were not all whites. There was a couple of black oaks playing back
well,
in
they
the
did
day.
play New Zealand as well. They're all blacks.
All blacks, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've got to be
Yeah.
sensitive to our viewers.
100%. Yeah. So we can have another 2 tequilas and a bottle of Stro rum and a couple of Guinnesses will be perfect.
It's always nice in the commentary box. Oh,
Yeah, we don't have a producer that's going to scowl us out of here.
No one's.
Another 2 Guinness will be perfect. Yeah.
We can stop.
There we go. No,
But that's what I'm thinking. That's
no,
my
but you know what? I've already picked up a viewer.
Have you?
I've already got a message from a friend of mine called Mikey.
No.
Yeah, look here on my phone. He said, this is how live television works. He just sent me a message. The live is great.
How did you
So-
know we were doing this?
I don't know. I have no idea whatsoever. But you know what, Mikey, you're live on television.
I'm telling you now. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, so the record in the semi-finals between South Africa and New Zealand is that they've played 0 matches and 2 matches. Is that correct?
Yeah, so New Zealand has
10 and 12. 10
New
and
Zealand
12.
New Zealand has beaten us 4 times.
4 times, and we've only won once.
And we've won once.
But it says we've both lost 8 times. How does that work? That doesn't add up.
No, I think they got the captions wrong, Andrew.
They must have got the captions wrong. Yeah.
Can't be us that's wrong.
Fire the guy that's doing the captions.
You know, so I just think that this is something people might enjoy on a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Put it on in the background while the cricket's in, and we just need to make sure that we keep people informed. Like for now, it's 52 for 1 after, I think, 7 overs.
But you see what we could do. You see that screen over there?
Yes.
We could get the guy in here to turn that to cricket, so at least they'd have some idea of the game that we were watching.
It's almost like that.
Look at that. There's my executive producer stepping in. How do we do that? How do we get that television screen to also go to cricket, or is it two different decoders? Because we can give some publicity to your institution and tell them.
I think we can make this our local commentary box.
This is the place to come and watch. Yeah, this is the place to come and watch. Beautiful. What are we doing?
So
I'm blocking it out.
So who have you got watching, and how did the guy know we were?
I don't know. I mean, there are lots of people.
Share with your friends, mate. Share with your friends. Let's try and get some viewers and get this going. I've already got nearly 2,000 views on Bonsky Clan, which has now been changed to Andrew Bon Equine Media Excellence. But we're trying our hand here at a little bit of cricket because it's very patriotic. My sister actually works for the New Zealand Rugby Football Union. She has for the last 24 years after having been with SAFA, which has got nothing to do with cricket whatsoever. Terrific bit of fielding, and he lost his gum guard by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel with gum guards these days?
Well, it depends how close up you are standing to the batsman. Oh, well stopped. Well stopped.
Just looking at some power play highlights. So it's after 6 overs.
So you've been producing for 35, 40 years.
Yes.
You told me just now that you went to a place in Kenya where they showed you the floor plan of these big broadcasts. And,
yes.
You know, we're talking about doing a horse event with maybe 3 or 4 cameras.
Yes.
Tell us how many cameras on these big matches they have available.
So for a traditional match for the Soccer World Cup, any of the Soccer World Cup games, so I was working in Malawi for the African qualifiers last year.
Not Kenya. Jeez, I got that wrong.
No, Malawi.
Okay.
In Lilongwe. And obviously they send out the floor plans for the different games across the world that are happening during that time. And I got my eyes on the floor plan of the cameras in one of the productions in Paris. And they looking at 56 cameras, 56 cameras.
56.
Most of them are ISO'd, so at any point the director or producer can call for a shot. And we are always, as viewers at home, amazed. How did the guys pick up that little hand slap as the batsmen were walking past each other?
Permanently isolated on that particular angle.
That camera's job is to look for reactions and stuff like that. So even though the viewer at home is not aware of it, the director might have cut to the wrong shot, but no one at home will know because
he can call it when he wants it.
Everything just makes
perfect sense. So see if you can fix this position over here. Now, see now we can see what's going on in the background. This is what we're watching, and you know we don't in any way wish to infringe on any kind of copyright.
We're going to just have to check that, Andrew.
Yeah.
No one can stop us from talking over existing footage. But
we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to do something different. I mean, you are you and I are me, and thank good there are not more of us.
We should be doing this with horse racing.
I know. Horse racing's become a bit boring in Gauteng.
But I think there'll be quite a good market for some alternative commentary.
It definitely would be.
Alternative and honest commentary, because we had nothing to lose.
No, I know. I mean,
no one's falling over themselves to keep us off air. So
exactly.
We can actually say and do what we like, I think.
Can say whatever we want.
As long as it's not...
No, not blasphemous or... No, well, we ticked the box when we said it's fit for kids because... kids these days can flick through Netflix and they can flick through normal television and get some of the most appalling stuff. So let's not go there.
As beautiful as they are, don't you find the drone shots sometimes get too much? It's like it's a new toy. Like, you're going to show it every opportunity you can. It should just be there for...
Well, I suppose it's because of the cost center. It costs so much to have a drone up in the sky that you want to try and get the maximum benefit out of the drone. But in actual fact, it's not all that necessary because how many people are birds? How many people get to see the eye of life through a bird's eye?
It must be hot there. The guy's taking a bit of strain.
I must admit, I think it's probably -4 degrees, and he's just trying to make it look hot.
Pakistan, what's the time difference between Lahore and South Africa? 4 hours.
I'd say probably 6 hours.
4 hours. Well, we can check that quickly.
4 hours, 6 hours. It's 2 hours to Dubai,
and 2.
Yeah, probably 4. Because my mummy and my daddy live on the Gold Coast of South Australia, and that's 8 hours, and 9 hours to Sydney. So I think you're probably right. It's anywhere between 4 and 6.
3 hours. Pakistan are 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, I thought it could be a little bit more. So 3 hours.
Okay, so right now, the score update, as Charles Fortune would give you every 3 overs, 56 for 1.
56 for 1.
And looks like we're in for one hell of a run, Chase, because there doesn't seem to be any sign of weakness as far as this particular lineup is concerned. Who's batting? I know that New Zealand are batting, but who are the batsmen concerned?
Kane Williamson and Ravindra, I think. Yeah, there you go. Kane Williamson, I mean, he's world class. If we can get him, then I think we might be in with a fairly decent chance. But as long as he's there, and you've got 2
Is that a drone shot now that you're looking at?
Yes.
But I think that's nice.
Quite
I mean,
nice
just
that, but
particularly at this juncture, because you've got stats being put up on the screen. It's not a bad background to have. There's nothing really going on that you're missing out on.
Okay. I'm just hesitant to show such empty grandstands for such big games. And I think a lot of grounds around the world, you'll find that they make their seats different colors. So that on a wide shot, when you show an empty grandstand, it actually looks like it's full of people.
Well, funny enough, the first time I ever saw that was at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban, because they've done that like a fine art. And I saw a picture the other day posted by Rob Oakley, one of our friends and colleagues.
That's nice to see. Sorry, just nice to see
What's
South
happening outside?
South African support in Lahore. Yeah. There, I mean, that's amazing.
We're all over the place.
We're all over the place. Hulle weet nie wat ons weet.
Weet glad nie wat ons weet. Okay, so Moses Mabhida, I believe, is having something. I saw an astronomical figure, something like 260 million rand upgrade.
At Moses Mabhida?
And it's a white elephant. I mean, the Sharks never play there. They play at Kings Park, sponsored by Hollywood Bets, because that's got that great atmosphere.
I did some work at Moses Mabhida, not last November before, like 14 months ago.
Is that before you were fired?
Yes. I walked down the steps and I looked at the condition of the grandstand. There were big cracks. And so things that you can't see when you're on the production and the camera's wide, but when you go up close, it's in bad shape.
So what you're saying is that it was built in a hurry? Some of the contractors ran away with a...
No. I think it just hasn't had the...
Maintenance
required afterwards. It's a coastal city, and it gets beaten with rain and wind.
Jeez, have you seen the weather yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some absolutely horrific pictures coming out of the Durban Country Club.
Yeah.
Vehicles floating past.
I just saw the bowling greens look like swimming pools.
Yeah, well, it's very close to the place that Chad Leclerc used to train.
Very, very unlucky for that to go through for 4.
But I mean, was the wicket keeper, was it the deflection that prevented him from stopping that ball?
I think the deflection was
went
a
too
little more
far
than he expected.
Yeah. Off the toes.
So the run rates come down to below 6 again, which is good. So if we can just keep that run rate in check, then maybe guys like Klaasen and Markham. How's that youngster from the Eastern Cape, Luandre de Villiers? Well, have you heard from him? Or heard of him?
When I've heard of him, I haven't heard from him, even though I know that he should have been phoning me for tips. I think he's concentrating this.
He's too big to ride it. He's a big guy, but he can hit sixes. Yeah.
When I look at this, when I think to my early days of watching cricket at Kings Park, Kingsmead, let me get that right. Michael John Proctor. Have you ever seen a man in the history of cricket with an action like that?
Never.
Did he not just pass away last year?
Yeah, he did.
Michael John Proctor.
Yeah, he did.
Shame. What a great man he was.
The closest action to his, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know,
Marshall?
No, the closest to him, Malcolm Marshall also had a very front-on bowling action, but Bumrah's got a weird bowling action. When he runs up, it's like he's stepping off the wrong foot, which
Proctor did.
This guy, beyond Mulder, I rate him, mate. Very good.
Strong boy. What would he be? 6'2", 6'3", or in meters these days?
I have no idea.
Is it relevant?
No.
Why I even brought that up, I don't know. So he's coming round the wicket, and
round the wicket to the left-hander. So he's obviously worked out. Listen, Kohli can make a few runs. I read a very interesting article this morning that he said he gets more satisfaction out of finding singles where there are no singles than he does for hitting fours and sixes. He says it's an art to skillfully work the singles and the twos. And I think he's right.
I relate to that.
Look at him. He's a top of the league in the fantasy game.
So can you imagine the amount of scrutiny that these players are under? I mean, somebody said to me the other day, in fact, it was my brother-in-law, Ashley. He said to me, last night it was my wife's birthday, along with her mother. They both had
Why didn't you send a nice message on Facebook?
I did. I put a very nice message on Facebook, and she's actually quite touched by it. There's been quite a bit of a response to that.
That's good.
I didn't slate anybody. I just said how disappointing it is that I'll just take the fifth.
Thank you very much.
Food's arrived. Dieter's.
Time for lunch break.
Dieter's got white bread. I've got brown bread. The eggs are soft and the bacon's crispy.
Andrew, doesn't this remind you of Calvin's bar at Gosforth Park?
God rest his soul.
Yes. He had
what an incredible man.
He had stuff which I've only seen when I was in Malawi last year, which I've only, other than in Malawi, I've only seen it in Calvin's bar. It's called gnarly sauce.
Has it got a barbed wire around it?
No.
No.
It looks similar to this, but it's made from Malawi cheese. It is the most delicious thing to have with a Prego steak.
I remember once upon a time, Calvin said to me, if you're low on gas, just arrive here and I'll give you a bottle of that and it'll keep your car going for a week.
Gnarly sauce.
Gnarly sauce.
Maybe we can get them to sponsor the show, Andy. We'll have beautiful pub lunches.
Yeah.
And promote gnarly sauce.
As long as I can go up to where you went to. Ooh, gee, I think I put too much on. What's that beautiful place that you were talking about? Lilongwe.
Lilongwe. Just make sure you've got currency in your wallet, because you will get pulled over.
Oh, really? Just as a matter of course.
Yes.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They can't be worse than our cops, though.
Ah. The trouble is if you're in a foreign country.
Yeah, I know. You've got to have dollars.
Yeah.
Which are hard to come by.
Okay.
Very hard to come by.
Andrew, sure.
Okay, so
we're
going to have a quick lunch break.
If anyone is watching this and you're enjoying it, please just send a message to Andrew, and we'll see what we can do going forward.
It's quite ironic that on the very first live broadcast that we've done on Andrew Bond Equine Media Excellence, we're talking about cricket. Anyway, right. So we're going to put
dark horses in the game. You know what I mean?
So are we going to push? What are we going to push here? End stream or
end stream?
End stream.
Yeah.
That was our first broadcast. Thanks, folks. Love you lots.
I'd love to see.
Eh?
That's cool.
Your stream will stop immediately, and you will no longer be live.
How did you stream it?
End.